Welcome once again, gentle folks. Thank you for joining me for another video for your Serie A betting tips and predictions. I hope you had a wonderful game week last week and you managed to win. Well, for this year game week, we're going to start and Friday all the way through to Monday of the following week. As you see, we have a game here today that's a part of the previous game week. I've already given you a prediction for that. I'm expecting Juventus to win that one, maybe by about 2-0 or 1-0, yeah. I don't remember my prediction exactly, but we're not focusing on that game week. This week we're going to focus on this game week, and for this year game week, as I say, we start on Friday, and we will be starting with AC Milan versus Torino. As I say, we're not wasting any time. We're going to jump straight into it. Ensure you have your pens and papers, folks, to write down these bets, or you can always stop the video and look at the bet and sit at the side to see what my predictions are, but I usually go over them, so therefore you can write it down. Thank you for joining me, folks. What I'll be doing here, I'll be giving you my straight up results, predicted scoreline, and also I'll be giving you bets predominantly and the handicap system. For this here game, AC Milan versus Torino, I'm expecting AC Milan to win here, both teams not to score. In terms of double chance, I'll go with either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm expecting AC Milan to win this one 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take AC Milan to win this one by a goal. Alright, so let's go ahead and give you a quick recap here, folks, of my predictions. AC Milan versus Torino, I'm expecting AC Milan to win here at $1.80. I'm expecting both teams not to score at $1.85. In terms of a double chance, either team to win and both not to score, that's $2.20. Predicted scoreline now, folks, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. This tells you whether to go over or under. I'm expecting AC Milan here to win by 2-0, and that's $8 in terms of the odds. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going ahead and I'm taking AC Milan to win here by a goal, so that's $3.20. So if you don't want to take AC Milan straight up, you can always go ahead and take the bet on the handicap system. It's really just one or the other. You don't have to take both. The handicap system gives you a better odds, because the handicap system, as you know, puts one of the team at an advantage while the other is placed at a disadvantage. Right, so those are my predictions for AC Milan versus Torino. Now we're going to move on to our next game, folks, and our next game will be Empoli versus Spezia. And for Empoli versus Spezia, I'm expecting this one to end in a draw. I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of correct scoreline, I'm saying this one should be a 1-0 draw. Also, and in terms of a double chance bet, I'll go with a draw, and under 4.5 goals, folks. Alright, so therefore, let's go ahead here and give you a recap of my predictions for Empoli versus Spezia. I'm expecting a draw here at $3.30. I'm expecting both teams to score as well as $1.85. In terms of the correct scoreline here, prediction, I'm saying 1-1 in favor of neither of these teams. It's a draw, 1-1, one for Empoli, one for Spezia, and that's $6.50. In terms of another double chance here, folks, if you go with a draw and under 4.5 goals, and that's $3.40. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Empoli versus Spezia, and now we're going to move on over to Lecce versus Roma. And for Lecce versus Roma, I'm expecting this one to end in a draw also, and I'm expecting both teams not to score. In terms of correct scoreline, I'm saying here we should have a 0-0 draw. And in terms of the double chance, you could go ahead and you could take a draw and under 3.5. Right, so recapping predictions for Lecce versus Roma, I'm expecting a draw here at $3.10. I'm expecting both teams not to score. In terms of my predicted scoreline, I'm saying we should have a 0-0 draw here, and that's $7.50 if that happens. In terms of another double chance here, you can go with a draw and under 3.5 goals, and that's $3.75. That is my humblest apologies. Alright, so that's how the cookie crumbles for me for Lecce versus Roma. And now we're going to move on over to Lazio versus Atalanta. And for Lazio versus Atalanta, now this should be a nice matchup. For Lazio versus Atalanta. So it's a nice little way to test themselves and see how they have progressed. And so therefore, I'm going to take Lazio to win this one. Both teams not to score. In terms of double chance, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying Lazio wins this one 1-0. In terms of the handicap system, free way that is, we're going to go and take a draw. Alright, and you could also take another double chance here we have either team to win and under 3.5 goals in total. Right, so recapping predictions for Lazio versus Atalanta. I'm expecting Lazio to win at $2.25. I'm expecting both teams not to score, and that's $2.20. Right, in terms of another double chance here, you could go with either team to win and both not to score, and that's $2.60. Predicted score lines, ensure you have your pens and the papers out, folks. I'm expecting Lazio to win this one 1-0, and that's $8.50. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to take a draw here, that's $4.20. In terms of another double chance bet here that you could go with, you could go with either team to win and under 3.5 goals in total for this game, and that's $1.90 if that happens. Alright, so let's go on to our next game. We wrapped up Lazio and Atalanta. Now we're going to head on over to Sunday, and we start with Udinese versus Sassuolo. And for Udinese versus Sassuolo, now I'm expecting this one to be expecting both teams to score. Expecting Udinese to hold on at home. They have been doing better at home they're compared to on the road, but Sassuolo of late they have found a little bit what should I call it now, they have found some magic, and I don't know if magic is the right word, but they have been doing well of late. Right, so I expect Udinese to win though, based on the fact that how they have been performing at home since the start of the season. Hence the reason why I'm giving them the edge here. If not Udinese to win, then I think it might end in a draw, but I'm going to go with Udinese to win, both teams score. In terms of a double chance, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Udinese, I do believe. In terms of the handicap system, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a draw, basis being Udinese winning by a goal. Alright, so therefore folks, let's go ahead and give you a quick recap here. For Udinese versus Sassuolo, I'm expecting Udinese to win at $2, and I'm expecting both teams to score at $1.66. In terms of a double chance, I'll go with either team to win and both to score, and that's $2.60 if that happens. Alright, in terms of the correct score line, now I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Udinese versus Sassuolo, and that's $8.50. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take a draw here, basis being a Udinese winning by a goal. Remember, we're using a three-way handicap system, folks, and that's $3.80 if that happens. Yeah, really lovely odds. Yeah, let's move on to our next game, and our next game will be Bologna versus Monza. And for Bologna versus Monza, I'm expecting Bologna to win here, and I'm going to say here both teams to score as well. In terms of a double chance, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Bologna, I do believe. Alright, and in terms of the handicap system, going ahead, the basis being Bologna winning by a goal, we're taking a draw. Alright, so let's go ahead and give you a quick recap here, folks. Alright, I'm expecting Bologna to win here at $2.20. And in terms of the both teams scoring, I'm saying yes, that should be the case, and that's $1.85 if that happens. In terms of a double chance bet here, you go with either team to win and both to score, and that's $3 if that happens. In terms of the correct scoreline prediction for me, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Bologna over Monza, and that's $9 if that happens. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to take a draw here, three-way handicap system now. Alright, so and that's $3.75. Right, so those are my predictions for Bologna versus Monza. Now we're going to move on from Bologna versus Monza to Juventus versus Fiorentina. And for Juventus versus Fiorentina, I'm expecting a draw here, and also I'll have both teams to score. And in terms of correct scoreline, I'm saying this one should be a 1-all draw. In terms of a double chance bet, you go with a draw and under 4.5. Right, so for me, these are the predictions for Juventus versus Fiorentina, and I'm expecting a draw here at $3.40 in terms of odds, and I'm expecting both teams to score as well, and that's $1.87. In terms of the correct scoreline prediction for me, I'm saying there should be a 1-all draw between Juventus and Fiorentina, and that's $6.40. In terms of a handicap system, well, we're not going to take any bet on a handicap system, that is. My humblest apologies based on my predicted scoreline, that is. I'm going to give you a double chance here though that you could take up, and this is going to be a draw and under 4.5 goals in total for the game. Right, and that's $3.50 if that happens. Right? So those are my predictions for Juventus versus Fiorentina. Now we're going to move on to our next game, and our next game will be Napoli versus Cremonese. And for Napoli versus Cremonese, I think this, well, let me not say that. I was about to say this is the easiest prediction for the week. Yeah, so Napoli to win for me, both teams not to score. In terms of a double chance, you could go with either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline here, I'm saying Napoli wins this one 2-0. Otherwise, they might go up to 3 and maybe more. As we all know, when Napoli gets scoring, they do pile it on, whether it's the Champions League or Serie A. Yeah? So Napoli to win, both teams not to score, and I'm expecting a 2-0 victory for Napoli. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take Napoli to win this one by a goal. Alright, so therefore let's go ahead and give you a quick recap. You know, folks, I'm expecting Napoli versus Cremonese here. I'm expecting Napoli to win at $1.16. If you don't want to take that bet on Napoli to win by Napoli to win straight up, you can always go on the handicap system and take Napoli to win by a goal, and that's $1.53. My other predictions are both teams not to score, and that's $1.65. If that happens, in terms of a double chance, I'll go with either team to win and both not to score, and that's $1.75. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying 2-0 here in favor of Napoli over Cremonese, and that's $6.50. Alright, and so therefore that's how the cookie crumbles for Napoli versus Cremonese, for me, from my perspective, that is. So I ensure that you're taking the notes, folks, and thank you for joining me once again. Remember to spread the word about the channel, and please, I'm asking you to subscribe, click like, and also the notification bell whenever you do so. Alright, and folks, let's jump into our next game, and our next game will be Verona versus Salernitana. Verona versus Salernitana. I'm expecting this one to end in a draw. Both teams to score as well. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying this one should be a 1-all draw. So we're going to take a double chance, a draw and under 3.5. Alright, so yes, let's go ahead and give you a quick recap here. Remember, folks, also you can feel free to leave your comments. I'll get back to you as it relates. If you ask me any questions, that is, I'll get back to you. So you can comment on the video, you can, yes, and spread the word about the video. So recapping predictions for Verona versus Salernitana. I'm expecting Verona to win. I'm expecting a draw here, not Verona to win. I'm expecting a draw, and that's $3.10. I'm expecting both teams to score as well, and that's $1.85. If that happens, in terms of the correct scoreline, I'm saying here we should have a 1-all scoreline, and that's $6.50. Yeah. In terms of another double chance, we go with a draw and under 3.5 goals in total. Yeah, and that's $4. If that should happen here between Verona and Salernitana. Alright, so let's move on to our next game, and our next game will be Sampdoria versus Inter Milan, and this is our final game here for this here game week. Sampdoria versus Inter Milan. I'm expecting Inter Milan to win here, and I'm going to take both teams to score as well. In terms of a double chance, I'm going to go with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm saying Inter Milan wins this one 3-1. Otherwise it could be 2-1. Yeah. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take Inter Milan to win this one by a goal. Alright, so let's go ahead and give you a quick recap here now, folks. Inter Milan versus Sampdoria. Visiting Sampdoria, Inter Milan, that is. Inter Milan to win at $1.42. And as usual, if you don't want to take that, you can always go on the handicap system and take this bet here. Inter Milan to win by a goal, and that's $2.25. Alright. So let's give you my other predictions, and also I'm expecting both teams to score, and that's $2 if that should happen. In terms of a double chance here, I'm saying either team to win and both to score, and that's $2.87. Alright, in terms of the correct scoreline prediction, I'm saying we should have a 3-1 victory here for Inter Milan over Sampdoria, and that's $11. Alright, and so those are all my predictions for Inter Milan versus Sampdoria, and these are all my predictions for this here week of the Italian Serie A. And I must thank you for joining me once again. Thank you for your support, and thank you for the time. Remember, best of luck, and remember to spread the word about the channel, and subscribe to the channel, and share the channel with your friends and family, and on your social media pages. Alright, and thank you very much. Have a great week, and good luck.